Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing another sit down video like this because the last one I did seemed to do pretty well, and I got a handful of good feedback from the last one, so I decided I would try doing another one like this. And if you still like it, please let me know, or if you have any suggestions for the format, I will I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. Anyways, on with the topic. I wanted to talk about today why it's important to have a good routine or a proper routine. And it's kind of the same reason why it's good, why it's important to have good habits. Because, that's kind of what routines are. It's sort of like habits. And you might think that, you might be thinking that the things that you do in the morning aren't really that important, making my bed versus not making my bed, drinking water, drinking milk, drinking tea, coffee, um, oatmeal, cereal. It doesn't seem like it's really that important. It seems like what would be more important is, doing your homework or, I know you college folks out there, I'm finishing up my finals right now. Probably be more important to focus on getting my final done, my final project, rather than, oh, I need to make my bed. And I actually agree with that. I'm not arguing that it's more important, but it is still very important what kind of routine we create. Along with that, you might be thinking, okay, well, yeah, I agree that the homework final, maybe going to work is your thing. Like those things are a lot more important. Why are we even looking at these little things? And when you look at your actions or behavior in the scope of a day, it actually really, really makes sense to question the idea. Why are you looking at your routine so much? Um, However, like maybe it's like, okay, you don't make your bed today, and that's not a big deal. I agree with that. Maybe you don't make your bed tomorrow. I still agree that it's not really a big deal, but maybe you don't do it for months. Maybe you don't do it for years. And it's not that it's necessarily bad, but it kind of starts to reflect something about ourselves. I mean, doesn't it? And I think the emergence of bad habits like that really do kind of reveal something about ourselves or our identity or something. Maybe there's something we're not doing quite right. Maybe our approach to life isn't there's something flawed. Maybe we're not as diligent or as forthright as we ought to be. And there's a really famous quote that encompasses this whole subject very well. My band director used to have it displayed big letters where everyone could read it all the time. And you probably already know it, but here it is. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. And this is obviously Aristotle. And I think we are a lot more familiar with the end. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. It should be a habit to be excellent. It shouldn't be like like an occasion. You're trying to impress the corporate people because they're coming in soon. But I want to actually talk a little bit more about the beginning of that quote. We are what we repeatedly do. And I didn't realize it, but it's so true. We are what we repeatedly do. I haven't really thought about it that much before, but I mean, think about trying to define yourself or trying to describe yourself to someone. I could say, well, I am male, right? I mean, that's true, but also that doesn't really give someone a lot of information about me. except for my sex and gender. But like, let's say I swim a couple times a year, twice during the summer. Should I consider myself a swimmer? Maybe, but also kind of not, because I barely swim. It's only twice a year. But I'm more of a swimmer than someone who's never swam before. Or, and it really comes back to the idea, okay, well, the more often you do something, the more you can consider it part of yourself or part of your identity, something that defines you. Like, I play music. I practice the clarinet. I practice my instrument every week, almost every day. I wish it was every day, but it's something that I do so often that I can consider it a big part of my identity because I do it so often. And so then I'm really confident in saying, oh, yeah, I'm a musician. I'm a clarinet player. And so I kind of want to transition to this golf story because there's this really interesting story. I forgot where I heard it from, but there's two businessmen both playing golf with each other, and they're kind of considering whether or not to be business partners. And the wife of one of the the wife of one of the businessmen noticed that the other businessman didn't it wasn't quite following the rules. He was like cheating, maybe like picked up the ball and moved it or something. And she told her husband later, hey, we should not do business with this person. And sort of the reasoning, I think that's eloquently put, is that, all right, well, yeah, it's not really a big deal that he cheated in golf because it's a casual game, but it also reveals that he's not always following the rules, He's not always acting with integrity. And that's what you would want from a business partner. You would want someone you can trust who is forthright in carrying out their responsibilities. All right, so let's say we can agree with all those concepts. Even then, it's still kind of hard to figure out what you can do with that information. Okay, so yeah, little things are important. Maybe I'm trying to make a routine, and this happened like a week ago. I was making my routine, and I was like, there's nothing that was like obvious that popped out, like, oh, now I understand this. There's an ideal action I should take in the morning. There's nothing obvious. And I was kind of stumped because I sat there for like 30 minutes and I couldn't write anything down. And so what I ended up deciding to do is that, like, I don't think I have the perfect routine, even if I stumble onto it eventually. And even if I do, like, eventually find my perfect routine, it's not going to be your perfect routine. It's not going to work for you. You're going to have to find your own. And so I made what I'm going to call my imperfect morning routine. And the thinking behind that is that I'll just implement something, and along the way, I will probably, like, after I have been doing it for a week or two or something, I'll probably be able to gauge, maybe I need to adjust some things. Maybe I can cut this bullet point out because it's just makes it a little bit too complex or something. And I think just the experience of being in the routine will allow me to adjust the routine accordingly. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this topic for today. Again, let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if you enjoyed the format or if there's any suggestions. If you liked the video, please click the like button below, or if you want to see more of my videos, subscribe for more. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.